I'm going to be predicting the state of the U.S. House of Representatives come this November in 2026. So this right here is the Kalshi betting markets map we're looking at. We can take a look. We can take a look at the current House. This is what the state of Congress currently is. 212 seats for the Democrats, 219 for the Republicans. In order to win a majority in the U.S. House of Representatives, a political party needs to get at least 218 seats. So it is remarkably slim. Republicans can only afford to lose one vote if the whole party votes together. And Democrats are put in a good position. There have been a couple things that have changed. The national landscape at large certainly favors Democrats more significantly. However, there has been some mid-decade redistricting, gerrymandering, whatever you want to call it, that I would argue has harmed Democrats more than it has harmed Republicans. It started out generally with the redistricting in the state of Texas, where 5 seats were drawn to flip from, well, Democrat to Republican. California responded with a proposition that ended up passing in the state, and that one ended up flipping 5 seats from red to blue. And now we can go back to the Kalshi betting markets map. So that's why some of these maps look a little bit different. Also Tennessee, North Carolina, potentially South Carolina, Alabama, and Louisiana, and along with Missouri and several other Republican-leaning states did do an additional level of redistricting, gerrymandering, and that has not put Democrats in a good position. However, with the Kalshi betting markets map, with a betting market, prediction market assigned to every single congressional district in the U.S., it puts Democrats at 226 seats, to Republicans 207. And that's before any of the truly toss-up competitive seats have been called. There are very few. It doesn't even say how many there are. Let's see. It looks like there are like maybe 2. I can see 2. So it is looking like it will be a good election year for Democrats, even with the gerrymandering that's been going on. I think that will certainly hurt their chances. I don't think it will quite be enough to prevent the House from flipping. Generally, the party that controls the executive tends to lose control of Congress during the midterms. It's been the case, if I remember correctly, for like 8 of the last 10 midterm elections. So things are not looking great for Republicans, but this gerrymandering could potentially result in a margin not quite as bad for the Republican Party, depending on how things play out. But as you can see here, there are quite a few districts in Texas. Some of those have been drawn to be safe Republican. Some of those have drawn to be safe Republican in Florida as well. Those 2 states are probably the biggest 2 examples. And there are many of them in the likely and even lean rating instead of safe Republican. So there could potentially be an upset. Like I said, I think these states at the moment are most likely to stay red because they were drawn to be red, at least in the Republican ones. I think the ones in California that were drawn to be blue will flip blue. Just talking. And then you Democrats did get a little bit of good news in the state of Utah, where a congressional district flipped from safe red to safe blue in the immediate Salt Lake City area. But aside from that, in California, that was kind of the only good bits of good news for the Democratic Party. But at large, I do think Democrats are still favored to win back the House. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.